Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Hi everybody, my name is Alisha, and today I am joined again by...
Michael. Hello.
And today, in a special Halloween episode of English Topics, we're going to be talking about English scary stories. So let's begin. Each of us have prepared a few things, particularly things that scared us when we were kids, I think. But maybe there's some things that still scare us today. I don't know. Before we start, how are you for scary stories? Do they bother you? Do they get to you as an adult now?
Not really, but it's not trying to be macho like, oh, I'm not scared. Like when I watch scary movies, I get really scared and get really into it. Not gore as much. Like when gore, I don't care about. I grew up with violent video games, that kind of stuff. That doesn't faze me. Internet, you see all sorts of crazy stuff. But like when it's psychological and I get into it and it stays with me, then I get scared. But stories, I don't know. It's tough to be scared by story. I think I'm spoiled now. So like a story, I don't know. I mean, when's the last time someone like told you a story and you got like really into it and like?
Just hearing the story?
Just imagining, just like.
It'd probably get a little bit dark, but like when someone tells me about something like really shocking that happened to them, not so much a ghost story, but like something that's scary that happened to them in real life, then I feel shocked. But like when you're watching a scary movie, like what do you like? I'm really, really bad with scary movies. I hide, or I like turn off the sound, or I like turn all the lights in my house, or like I cry sometimes. I can't handle scary at all. Scary movies, nope.
Really?
They're fun to a point, but then I can't watch them. Okay, well, with that in mind, maybe.
Anyways,
yeah.
So.
All right, I'll start off. I went very generic with mine. The first one, again, this is something from childhood for me, the Boogieman. The Boogieman is sort of a generic, it's a word that parents would use with kids, I think, just for the bad guy. So boogeyman just is if the child is misbehaving, or maybe they're supposed to go to bed, or they're off being mischievous or whatever. Maybe mom or dad would say the boogeyman will get you, or watch out for the boogeyman. Or the boogeyman is just a sort of a catch-all term for a bad guy or somebody bad, some bad monster creature. So if there wasn't a specific name for the monster, or a specific name for the bad guy or the bad person, you could just call it the boogeyman, and it was adequately scary, I think, for most kids. Did you?
Yeah, everybody knows the boogeyman.
Everybody
knows the boogeyman, and I think that's true. It's just kind of like a, I don't know, catch-all, like the archetype like monster.
Yeah.
But I think like for most families, or at least I never knew anybody who said the boogeyman, blah 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 blah. Like you see it in movies when people talk about monsters, they say the boogeyman. I think it's kind of like when you're just trying to think of a name for a person and you're like Joe or John. It's just kind of like a name. But for me as a kid, or if there's monsters, it was like the blah, blah, blah monster under your bed. Like it would have like a specific, like that forest, or like the closet ghost or whatever, something like that. I don't know.
Wait,
Just for an example, it would be like a specific monster. Like this, I think, I never had anybody actually tell me the boogeyman was going to get me. I would just see it in movies, and you just like see it when you're talking about.
Maybe that's true. I don't know. I feel maybe that's true. Like maybe it's more in movies than it is like actual parental-child conversations. But
at least nowadays, I don't know. Maybe back in the day. This one was an urban myth that was like one of the only ones that I was told, and it scared me so bad. Is Bloody Mary. So not the drink, but Bloody Mary. I wasn't sure if it should be capitalized or not. I don't know if it's like blood. Oh, samesies. What? Yeah, man. Did you do it? So.
No, I was too scared. Okay, please explain. What is Bloody Mary?
So
what is Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary, and I remember this in elementary. There's a vivid memory, and I don't remember most things back in elementary, but they say, okay, me and my friends are sitting there in the hallway in between the classes, and they're like, okay, if you go in the bathroom, turn off all the lights, look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times, then she'll appear and she'll get you. And I don't remember the backstory. It was just like some dead woman, or, I think this comes from a long time ago, like Queen Mary. But at the time as a kid, it was just like a scary old lady or something. And I saw her, and of course it was just my own reflection. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. But I ran out of the bathroom. I was so scared, heart bumping out of my chest,
Yep, absolutely. Like that was terrifying for me too. I never had the guts to do it. You actually did it?
Yeah.
I
and
didn't.
It was stupid for me to do it. I was so scared.
You were
Man.
so
I ran
scared?
into the class. Yeah.
Yeah, I never
Freaked me
had
out.
the guts to. Like there are a couple times when I thought I would try, or or I thought I had the guts to do it, like at a slumber party with my friends. But I'd get to the bathroom and like, all the lights would be off, and I'd be like, nope, this is not happening, and then I'd just leave. I can't handle this stuff. The other one that I thought of that was similar to this, and I think there's a movie made out of it. I don't know if it's an urban legend, but it was called Candyman. It was a similar thing, like you said, Candyman in the mirror a few times, and then but in this case, it was a man would appear behind you and then, like, I don't know, cut you or something. I picked a really generic one that's still sort of scary. I just went with haunted houses, and what I mean by haunted houses is, in your childhood, at least I imagine in American childhoods, there will often be around Halloween at a school or at a neighborhood house. Someone's house or someone's whole school will be transformed into just this scary, scary place. So they'll hang up decorations, they'll turn off all the lights, there will be all these sort of scary things to do. Like the one that always really, really scared me was it was just a bowl of grapes essentially, but they'd peel them and put them put them in a dark place so you couldn't see anything. But they'd say, put your hand inside, and then maybe the next one would be like cold spaghetti, and they'd say, this is someone's eyeballs, this is someone's brains, and you'd go, ah! I could never handle that kind of thing. Or like behind curtains, people would jump out.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
nope. I still can't do that kind of thing. It's still terrifying to me. I won't do it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm really not good at scary at all.
I like haunted houses. I mean, there was a couple we'd go to. There was one of those in my neighborhood, and I think it was abandoned. I don't think anyone lived there. We called it the goat house because every once in a while we'd see a goat on the area. And I didn't live in like a farm area. It was like a suburb, so it was really weird. And it was just once in a blue moon there would just be like a random goat in this plot of land.
Okay, please tell me how you made a goat house scary. Like, how is that scary?
Yeah, it sounds stupid when I tell you guys, but it was so creepy, man. Well, I'm gonna kind of cheat and use this one. This one scared me so much as a kid, and I don't know if this is universal or Western thing, like in English movies, is the mannequin or the doll that's alive, right? That scared me so much, and like I think once you see it, then you think it. Like even Toy Story, because of Toy Story, it's like a happy movie, but even that, it's in my imagination. So as a kid, I would just stare at my dolls and I'd be like, and just kind of give them the skeptical eye, like, are you alive? And I'd close my eyes and I'd do that and try to catch him,
Oh.
Chucky.
Yeah, there were a few movies I think that were made at that time of like a killer doll or some inanimate object that would come to life and get you. Yeah. That never got to me. What did get to me though was I think I saw it was like what was that Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show. There was that movie where the whole it wasn't even meant to necessarily be a scary movie, but just the whole life was not real, and there were people watching around everything that you did. That made me paranoid for like a good, 20 years.
Amen. Dude, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but that was the same thing that
Scary.
I would look. I'd be like going to the bathroom and I'd be like, there's a hidden camera somewhere. Like this is that movie was like a, kids' imaginations are too big, man. I think you see a movie and you're like, reality. You hear a story and you're like, reality.
That one stuck with me for a really long time.
Yeah,
I would like a word with the people who made that movie. I would like several words with them. Yeah. Anyway, you have one more, I think.
I do?
I can see it.
Well, this one's kind of lame. But, La Chupacabra. So it's not really English, but because, at least in America, we're very close to Mexico, we have a lot of Spanish influence. So that's basically our story as well. So I grew up hearing stories about this. It was just like a demon monster or something. A demon monster that would eat goats. Oh man, full circle. There we go.
Full goat circle.
So, yeah, I don't know. This wasn't something that really scared me, but this is one of the few urban legends that I still heard and people still believed, like Bigfoot or something like that.
It's just a monster. It's a monster story, right?
Right.
Like it could eat small animals. It could eat kids or eat people.
But they said but they believed it, right? There's there's a lot of monsters that you're like, oh, that doesn't exist, but
Chupacabra is one that's there's some legitimate evidence that there is a Chupacabra.
Yes, just like Bigfoot.
A Chupacabra colony. Okay. All right. That was actually a nice little, a varied group of things that are scary, especially for young American children. Maybe if you have the guts, you can try Bloody Mary in the mirror. See how it goes for you. We're not responsible if anything bad happens to you, by the way. All right, yeah, great. So maybe around Halloween you can think of a few of these and maybe try them on your friends, see how they react. That could be kind of fun. Is there anything that you like to do to your friends around Halloween?
Jump out and scare them? I don't know, something.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, John a blank. I don't know.
Well, if all else fails, just jump out and scare your friends this Halloween. All right, thank you very much for joining us for this episode of English Topics. We will see you again soon when we have something else fun to talk about. Bye!